Now the cold open is gonna be this. Me saying it's cold open, and us laughing over something that I will refuse to explain or elaborate upon. So
It's an inside joke. They've already missed it.
they've already missed it. Great. Uh, you know what time it is. Ring ring. That's not a clock.
It's not
Anyway.
ring. Banana phone.
Banana phone. Oh, I can listen to that song. It's a good song. Anyway, I like the barbershop quartet version. But anyway, welcome to Code's Corner K6 episode 6, episode 5, episode 6. I think 6. Yeah, 6. Last time, the party was told to go investigate the Green Grin Casino, a title that should have tipped them off immediately to what's actually happening, because it was a big joke on the actual mission, but nobody picked up on it, so that's fine. But you guys picked up on the guy's name being Jack Potter immediately, which I found hilarious. So the whole time you guys were like, "Oh, Jack Potter's such a bad name," and I'm like, "Wait until they figure out what Green Grin Casino's a joke to. they're gonna love that one." But yeah, so you guys were charged with leading a raid on the casino because Spades was like, actually, it's a front for an illegal laboratory making a bunch of mutants. And then you guys were like, are you sure we are the guys that should be doing this dangerous mission? And Merlin was like, eh.
That we're obviously not qualified for.
Yeah, and Merlin's response was, not my problem, Lamau. Schwacked. And then he sent you on your way.
Get it done, lol.
Yeah, basically. So then you guys went to the casino. Ainsley punched a hole in the barricade and let you guys inside. You guys met Jenkins, the loose cannon cop who was perpetually a week from retirement.
No, he's 1 day from retirement.
And then, you guys discovered the hidden laboratory underneath the casino. You started investigating it. You made a guy surrender. Then you sent Jenkins up to go and book him. So he's not here anymore. Jenkins left. And now, I believe, combat started because last time, Kyle, Ace, I guess even him and Xavier, Think Tank, you guys walked into the lab's barracks, and the guards were like, "Oh, hey, look, it's Jerry's back," and then Kyle's like, "Yes, I am Jerry. I am Genderbender Jerry," and then he failed his charisma check to bluff. So I rolled initiative for the enemies, but not anybody else. So Xavier, roll initiative.
Sick.
Alright, Ace got a 9 plus, I think it's 5 or 6 is her agility. Let me see.
Oh, we're off to a great start, boys.
Oh, don't tell me you got a 1, huh?
Oh, looks like I'm not telling you then.
God, it's literally been 3 minutes and 27 seconds. And you've already rolled, oh my god. This is why, like, the K3 that we do next week is going to be a cluster for you, Xavier, because all the characters have low stats, and you're just going to not succeed at all the entire time. I can feel it. Great. Alright, well, we know who's going last then. Top tier.
I thought I'm in a different room than them.
Yes, so you and Ainsley are, I think, in the hallway, or like down the hallway from them, if I remember correctly.
No, I think we went into a different room.
You guys are in the kitchen still.
Yeah.
You're in the mess hall still.
Do you still want me to roll initiative?
I'll let you and Ainsley make perception checks to hear the combat start, and then if you succeed, then you can roll initiative. Yeah.
I was gonna say, roll perception check and then see if we give a fuck. That is a 7 for me.
Ainsley got a 6. So you do hear the I think I said 4 guards last time. So you hear the 4 guards in the other room be like, "Oh, you're not Jerry," and then the loading of weapons in the other room.
Huh.
Oh, actually, Ace. So yes, you can roll initiative. And I'll Ainsley roll as well. Ainsley got a 7 plus 7 is 14. Wow, 3 14s. Again. Okay, great.
Mine's a 7.
7, I think your agility is what, 5 or 6?
It's a 6.
6? So you got a 7 plus 6 is 13. So there's 3 14s, a 13, and a 7. Okay. Ainsley has the highest agility out of everybody. So he goes first. He will spend his entire turn sprinting to get to the party. Let me count some squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the wrong room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So he could get, like, near the doorway to the barracks. So he does have line of sight into the room. But he has no actions left, so that sucks to be him, I guess. In that case, who has higher agility? The guards or Kyle? We shall see. Let's see. Face gang. Kyle does. Lucky, lucky, lucky. So. What to do? I think the obvious answer is Gouts of Flame. So that's in up to 2 30-feet lines. So I think if I can get to my map again. Oh yeah. That'll hit like. Okay. That will hit 3 of them? 2 of them? Let me see. 2 of them. Well, she can hit all of them, I guess, 'cause she has 2 Gouts of Flame, so I will just roll for that then. Willpower. Pass. Oof. That might not be a pass. It is, barely. Okay, good. So that does 3d100 damage. It is 2 shots, so I will. So, the first 2 dudes take. 140 damage. And then the second 2 guys take only 70 damage. But that was a really low roll. Okay. That is Kyle's first action. Second action. Pull a gun. Shoot one of them, I think.
Pull a gun, shoot a man.
Yeah, pull a gun, shoot man. You know, the classic song. Pull a gun, shoot man. They have 150 HP. Wow, so 2 of them are literally on death's door. Great. And then the other 2 of them took 70 health, or 70 damage, so they're down to 80 health. Okay, so in that case, she's gonna shoot at one of the guys who's at death's door. She got a crit. They do have armor, and they pass. Lamau, so Kyle will shoot again. Hit. Armor check. Fail. He dies. That's 1 enemy deceased. That leaves 3 individuals. 3 guards. They don't regenerate because they suck. And they've got guns and knives. The one on death's door is going to retreat, I think. He's going to run away because he's literally about to. Actually, should make him pass out. Okay, he's not unconscious, so he's gonna book it down the room. The other 2 dudes who aren't as injured, one's going to run up into melee with heads. Well, evens are odds, Xavier. Evens are odds.
Yes.
All right. One of the guys runs up with his knife. He pulls a combat knife from his boot, and he goes up and he's going to try to shank Kyle. Kyle can dodge once, I think. Yes. He does with a 10. With their agility, so you can take it 3 times? No, 2 times. Okay. So in that case, she takes 1d6 times 10 plus 1d6 times 10 damage. Cool. At least now she has somebody to heal on her turn. She takes 60 damage. Down to 90 health for Ace. As this dude runs up and slices at her, and she backs up, and then he cuts her across the stomach. The second swipe. So there's that. What else? What else? That's that guy's whole turn. Guy number 2, well, guy number 3 technically. He's going to, actually, would he have his pistol? He would. Actually, I'm talking about, what if his rifle? Yes. Wow. Okay. So he's going to level his armor-piercing assault rifle at Xavier, at Think Tank. He's going to fire once, I think. He hits for 3d12 times 10. Actually, Ainsley can stop the bullet because Ainsley's in line of sight. Ha ha ha. Let's mobilize. Attack. Needs an endurance check. He passes. So, this dude runs up. He raises his rifle and he fires one shot, and you all see it's a discarding sabot round. So, only this small, thin metal like needle flies through the air, and it's coming right for Xavier's face, right for Think Tank's face, and it gets like a foot away, and then it stops in midair, as Ainsley has stretched out his arm and has frozen the bullet in midair, and then he drops his arm and the bullet kind of ping against the ground. That's those guys. That's just as a guy's first action. His second action is gonna be to move back, I think, because he wants to fire his gun at range, not up close. So, in that case, then it is Mr. Dynamo.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go over and see what the ruckus is.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can get right behind Ainsley, if you double dash.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you hear the gunshots go off, and you run out of the mess hall and down the hallway. You can't see anything because you can't see into the room yet, but you can see Ainsley do stuff, and you can hear the yelling and stuff going on. In that case, we come to Think Tank. It is your turn.
Alrighty. Tell me the scene. We got boys with guns.
Yeah, so we got
I hear.
one dude with a knife has run up on Ace and has slashed her across the gut. We've got a very, very badly injured guy on death's door who has kind of hobbled back down the barracks and kind of is hiding behind some lockers, taking cover. You can't see him anymore. And then there's a second guy who also moved back. He's like 30 feet away, and he has his assault rifle out. And he tried to shoot you, but Ainsley stopped it.
Alright. Well, in order. I think I'd like to prevent us from getting shot some more. So I'm going to use bubble shield, perhaps?
Alrighty. Bubble shield. A 20-foot diameter sphere of psychic energy that blocks all incoming physical damage without outgoing attacks to move unimpeded. Okay. A 20-foot diameter. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So you can. That would count. Like that would include the guy in melee with Ace, because he's in melee with her. But you'll keep the other two from shooting you guys.
All right.
Alrighty. Then you can make that endurance check. It lasts for a minute, or you lose concentration.
All right. Thankfully, it was not, in fact, a nat 1. It was an 8.
Oh,
Cool. All right. So yeah, this barely visible kind of bubble of shimmering waves in the air appears. Uh, yeah. So you now feel safer than you did a second ago. That is your first action. What do you wish to do with your second?
Second, I think I'm just gonna force start the dude in melee with your girl Ace.
All right. You want to use it as force bullet then, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. That is a perception check.
5.
All right. That's a pass. His armor is above 2 in range, so he does still get a check. He fails. You do, in fact, hit him.
Wow, that's gonna be perfect half of max damage.
Oh,
How
perfect, even 100.
disappointing.
That's still
Mm-hmm.
enough to kill him, though, so, you know.
Oh, sick.
So, yeah, so you put his bubble shield up, and then I guess you, like, finger gun at the guy, and then he looks at you, and he's like, what the heck is that? And you know, you move your thumb like the hammer of a pistol, and, you know, Ace and Ainsley watches as just a hole gets punched in this dude's like chest through his armor out his back, and he's like, "Oh God, I've been shot!" And then he falls over, very dead. So that is your turn. That brings us back up to Ainsley, who can only see the one enemy at the far end of the room. He's going to draw his pistol and fire twice. Fail. Wow, he rolled 2 2s. Those are both fails. So he bang, bang, and the bullets ping off the lockers and the metal ceilings, and one of them like pops a light bulb in the ceiling above the dude. That's Anthony's first action. Second action, more shooty. That one's a pass. That one's also a pass. Great. So that is 4d12 damage. Oh yeah. That guy's deceased. So Ainsley, bang, bang. He did like 250 damage. So bang, bang, and then the 2 first shots ping off the walls and the lockers. Bang, third shot hits the guy square in the chest, and he goes down. And as he goes down, Ainsley fires a 4th shot for good measure. Kablam! Hits the guy in the other side of his chest. Super deceased. That's Ainsley's turn. Up next then is Ace. Ace cannot see the man who is left, but she knows he's there. So she's going to do... She's going to move up, I think. So from here, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She cannot see him still. She's going to... What could she do? She could flame leap, but that wouldn't really be that helpful. She's going to healing flames herself, actually. Willpower check. She passed. That's 1d12 times 10 healing. Onto herself. Wow, max 120 health. So she's back up to full. That's her turn. Then it's the enemy's turn. This last guy. See if he passes out. he doesn't. And he's going to run around the corner with this pistol and try to point blank shoot Ace, which he does because she can't dodge. So he just does 2d100 damage. That's 130 damage. Jesus Christ. Good thing she healed herself. Hoo boy. Okay. So yeah, so you all watch as Ace runs up and she kind of engulfs her upper torso in flames and heals herself. And then as soon as she's doing that, there's the last guy bleeding from a giant burn mark across his entire upper torso. Runs to the corner with a Glock in his hand, puts it to Ace's chest, and just kablam! And the bullet goes right through her, and she stumbles back against the lockers and like spits up a bunch of blood. Looks very injured. But that's that guy's turn. In that case, it is Mr. Dynamo.
What can I do?
If you move like 10 feet, you'll be able to see him. So,
Yeah, sure, I'll move that 10 feet.
all right, you can see a man. You can also see a very wounded Ace.
What can I do to said man? Anything I want, really?
He is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He's like 40 feet away from you.
Can I do anything to said man?
I mean, whatever has a range of more than 40 feet. And you can move up more. You can move your full movement of like 30 feet and get to within 30 feet of him if you wanted, but
That also ends my action.
well, you like one action spent moving means you can move up to your full distance. So you only used 2 squares of 6.
Alright, then yeah, I'll use my full action of moving.
All right, so now you would be within 20 feet.
Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, it's Electro Whip time.
All righty.
I'm also going to prep my sword for the next turn.
You can draw it, but you
this-
can't do anything with it.
Yeah, I can't attack with it this turn. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's Electro Whip. Give me that perception check.
That is a 9.
All right, a 9. That certainly does hit. This guy cannot dodge. And his armor check, armor stat. So 3d6 times 10, I think. Yes.
That is a 5.
Yeah, so he's dead because he has 10 health left.
Nice.
So you just walk up and flash this line of electricity at him, and it carves a line of slag across his chest. And as he kind of spasms out and seizes up, he collapses to the ground. Ace is going to try to heal herself again, which she does for only 20 health this time. Lamau, she's up to 40. She can do that a couple more times, I think, in a bit. If I read, yeah. So combat is now over for the moment. All of the enemies are deceased. Where would you like to go now?
Alright, well, first of all, what's around us?
You're in a locker room, and then the second part, there's you're in a locker room off to your left, and then the room keeps going past the locker room into the actual bunk bed area.
Okay. Start checking lockers.
Okay, it just has street clothes, personal effects, nothing of any import.
Alright, well. Then, Yeah, let's keep going forward. Press on and whatnot.
All right. Which room would you like to go to next? You haven't been in room 7, 8, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, or 19 yet.
I want to avoid any other like barracks areas. So we're going back to the original like setup. It's me and Ainsley, I guess.
If you want to remain split up, sure.
Yeah, sure. We can do that again.
Okay. So then, which rooms are each of you going? Then I can repost the map in chat if you would like.
Ainsley and I could probably go into which rooms were available for us to go into again?
Let's see. I will repost the map for you and then let you know. Where is this map? Here we go. So you guys have only been in rooms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, let's see here. And which room are we in now?
10.
We're in 10. Okay, we're in 10. Let's check 11 before we leave.
Alright, 11 is the bathroom. It's empty.
It's empty? Alright. Well, that's easy.
While you two, while both you and Xavier figure out where you want each of your two split up groups to go, I'm going to take my dog outside. So I will return in a moment.
Alright, well, Xavier, where do you want to go?
I don't know, I guess.
Do you want to go to... Well, actually, if we could probably all go to 12 together.
Go to 12 and like fan out from there, maybe?
Yeah, sure. And then we can have 2 people go and check 14. And then... Well, we would have to go back and backtrack so 2 people could go check 6. Because the only way we can fan out is if 2 of us go down this one long, spindly hallway that's right across from 5. Or if we all go into 12, continue into 14, and then we start individually checking rooms.
Alright.
Or if we have one team going to 12 and one team going to 13. But I'm thinking it's probably best we all go into 12 at the same time.
Alright then.
Alright.
I return.
All right. Slight change of plans. We're all gonna go into 12, was it? Together?
Yeah, 12.
12, yes.
Well, if you're gonna go into 12,
Yes.
okay. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah.
And
Okay.
we're back.
I have to burn my hands now, but that's fine.
It's fine.
So, you guys wanted to go into room 12, you say?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
As a group.
As a group, so all four of you.
Yes.
Okay. So. Oh, shut up, Winston. Alrighty. Room 12. So you guys walk into through the door in the hallway. It's like more or less across from the barracks, and it opens up into this big, sprawling laboratory. There are a bunch of computers and desks along the right wall. There are a bunch of like a big wall of like one-way mirror on the left wall. Those two kind of sections of window are like mirrored on the side of the lab. In the middle of the room, there is a big like surgical table, kind of angled, but it's not a normal surgical table because it's it's probably like 7 feet tall, 5.5, 6 feet wide, and it has like the mold of a human shape in it. You know? And then deeper in, you can see big vats of this weird, like green gelatinous substance. In terms of people in the room, that humanoid divot, that mold in the in the table is occupied by a bunch of that green jello with what looks to be an enlarged human skeleton floating around in the jello, and there are a bunch of like pipes and wires and stuff plugged into the jello pool in the table. And then next to it, there is two people, both of whom you all recognize. The first one is the manager of the casino, and then the second one that you recognize is the head of security for the casino.
Joy.
And the two dudes, the two administrators, they see you, all four of you enter, and the manager's like, they're here, stop them or whatever, man. And the head of security's like, okay, I guess. And then the manager's like, well, you guys, if I cannot continue my work as I was tasked to by my master, then I will use this opportunity to test my experiments on you. And then he hits like a button on one of the terminals, and the big surgical table kind of it was mostly flat before, and it kind of raises up to be like pretty much vertical, and then the humanoid jiggly gelatinous skeleton filled blob kind of like schlops out of the table onto the floor, and just like a pile of metal wiring and tubes and bones and jello. And the manager's like, what come on. And he kind of walks over and he kicks the Jello pile. And he's like, oh, come on. I spent so long on this, man. And he kind of walks over and over to the security guy. And he's like, and he smacks him on the shoulder. And he's like, well, you at least get them. I mean, come on. God damn it. Do something useful. And the security manager's like, fine. And you see he kind of reaches into his back pocket and he pulls out a big syringe full of the green Jello, and he stabs it into his chest.
Are we just gonna let him do this?
I guess you are. Nobody's saying anything.
I would assume someone's gonna step in.
Yeah, I can restrain him before he does it.
I mean, you can certainly try.
Can I restrain him before he does it?
Restrain. Okay. So that is what an endurance check and a charge level. So you're down to 3 charge.
If anything, I can just find an outlet. Do I need to make a perception check on this?
You make an endurance check, and then he needs to make a check, I believe, as well. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So pull up his character.
I hope he rolls high, because that's a 10 for me.
Alright, so you do wrap it around him, it hits him. Does it knock him back and restrain him, though? That is the name of the game. This man's endurance...
Well, it restrains him no matter what, doesn't it?
No, basically, if he saves, it hits him, but he doesn't get restrained, and it doesn't, like, throw him backwards. Only if he fails to check does he get tossed back and locked up. He got a 10 as well, Lamau.
But it's still wrapped around him, right?
Well, it hits him, but it doesn't actually do anything. So it wraps around him, and for like a second, he seems like he's like tied up. Then you see that as you kind of tied him up, it jabbed the needle into his chest. And you see he looks at you, and he grins really big, and his pupils go from like brown to bright neon green, and they start glowing, and you see like glowing, like literally glowing neon, like lime green glow appear from his blood vein, blood vessels.
We have Merlin on comms, right?
I believe so, yeah. And he's
right.
freaking out, and you see as he kind of like he starts like seizing. After a couple seconds, you see his shirt starts to like in certain places begins to bulge out, and you're like, oh, what the heck is going on? And then his shirt tears in certain places across his chest and his legs and his arms and his hands, as bone spikes like shoot out of his body, covered in like jello, green jello. And he's like, he's freaking out, man. He's freaking out.
I'm gonna radio into Merlin and be like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna be enough for this.
Make me a luck check.
Okay. That is an 8.
Okay. Merlin's like, well, I mean, you're already in there, so...
Yeah, but this guy's protruding bones out of all kinds of places, and this is getting real serious, Merlin. I think we're gonna need some kind of help here.
He's like, I mean, I can like airstrike the place, but that's not gonna do too much.
That'll kill us.
He's like, yeah, but it'll, like that's what I'm saying. I don't know what you want from me.
Can you get someone else to come here and help at least?
Like, I mean, the 10 IMD guys are upstairs still, right? I can get them to come down and help you.
I don't know how much help any of us are going to be.
Like, I don't know what you want from me. Like, what?
Why did you send us here?
Because I think you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
There is currently a man injecting himself with some kind of green serum.
Alright, at this point, I think
be okay.
I'm gonna try and get up one last minor read on this guy before he like hulks out, I guess.
One last mind read on him? Okay. Well, he can't resist. But it feels kind of like watching or like I guess it kind of feels like when you try to read his mind, the information you get is kind of like it's being fed to you like a strobe light, like it's coming in like very brief flashes and like sudden jolting cuts and stops in it. But you do get the memory or like the thought in his head of being like you know, I have to protect the manager. You know, I can't let these Galoombas dismantle our research, our laboratory. You know, the boss will not be pleased if I fail. So therefore, I must Hulk myself out. And then at that point, his thoughts kind of stop being quite so coherent and are more just like rip and tear. You know.
Cool. I think at that point, I'm gonna cast Friends to phone him.
Okay.
Good shit.
This will be interesting.
This may or not
kinda
go horribly
forgot
wrong,
you
but I
could
want to
do
see what
this.
happens.
Well, joke's on you. He considered you to be a friend. No, I'm kidding. That'd be a funny twist, though, wouldn't it? Let's see.
That
Friends
would
from
be.
foe. So I need you to make me an endurance check.
Okay. That's a 7.
All right, you do pass. So I need him to. He needs to make an intelligence check at disadvantage. And what do you know? A hulked up berserker NPC is not very intelligent.
Ha.
He got a 4 on the dice. That does not pass. Even if he wasn't hulked out, that wouldn't pass. Wow, he's dumb. Forgot about that. Okay, so he and these bones break out of his skin, and he busts out of the restraints that you didn't really lock onto him. And I can provide the character art for him because he looks pretty cool, I think.
I wouldn't consider this to be pretty cool, but okay.
Oh, it's pretty cool, bro. Death is fun.
This is not a pretty cool scenario.
It's fine. Death is for mortals.
But we're mortals.
It's like the oh god, what was the Black Dynamite? Or it's like, you know, but Black Dynamite, we sell drugs to the community. The same vibe there. Same vibe. Where is this character art? No, it's here somewhere. But anyway, roll initiative. While I'm scrolling through my art folder.
Roll initiative, you say.
I do indeed. I have spoken.
That is an 8.
An 8 plus 6 is 14. Alright. No, yeah, he's definitely above here. I'll roll for Carnage is his name.
How fitting.
He got an 8 on the dice. Agility of 7. That's a 15. Oh, I have caps lock on. Do I have caps lock on? I do. What do you know? Okay. And then I need to roll for the blob, which got a 9. Plus 4 is 13.
Don't you dare tell me that the blob is a factor.
Of course the blob's a factor, bro.
And he got a 9.
Yeah, he did. Well, he got 9 plus 4, so 13. Ainsley got a 5 plus 7 is 12. And Ace got a 3 plus 6 is 9. Great. Actually, I can provide art of the blob right now, but I can't find Carnage's art, so I'll have to come back to that in a minute. But here's the blob. His actual title is Prototype S, but that's fine.
So that's the guy we're currently fighting, or that's the blob.
No, that's the blob. El Blobo.
But he's just a puddle.
Well, right now he is just like a big, like pile of bones and goop. So what do you get for initiative, Mr. Think Tank?
So what happened to the guy? Thought you were sending the art for the guy.
It's a 9.
9 on the die, you say? All right, so a 9 plus. A 9 plus 6 gets you 15. Cool. Actually, you match Carnage. All right. He goes first though because he's higher agility stat. But yeah, I'm finding the art for the actual like dude now. I don't know where his art is on my actual like in my photo gallery because I have so many photos in the photo gallery. But this is him. That's him.
I don't like that.
Hey man, don't judge.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
He's got bones coming out of his body, bro. And
I
his-
think it
his
would just be
blood's
more
all-
advantageous to just burn this place to the ground. Well, get the research and get out, more or less.
Okay, so up first is Karnag. Karnag, what are you gonna do, buddy? He's gonna. He only has one. Well, I guess he has 2 abilities technically, but only one of them is actually useful. Let's see, how far away would he be from you guys? You guys are in the doorway. And he's like down there. So that's like he's like 40 feet away from you. He's gonna move up a little bit, move up 10 feet, so he's within 30 feet of you. And then who would have been going first through this door?
I mean, I shot a restraint at him, so there's that.
That's true. He would shoot at you then. So you see, he kind of walks up 10 feet. He kind of lumbers up. He doesn't seem like super hulked out. He definitely seems like he's dumber than he was a minute ago. But he's not like feral. He's still like sane, partially. And he walks up 10 feet, like a tough guy. And then he kind of brings his arm up across his chest, and he throws his arm out, and 2 of the big bone shards that are protruding from his arm fire out at you. He needs to make some checky checks. Pass. Ooh, and a crit. Okay, so ignores armor stat of 2 and below. Na-na-na-na-na.
I don't think I can dodge this.
You cannot dodge. No, it's a ranged attack. He does 1d12 times 10 damage.
Oh, great.
So that's that. Plus, I have to get my calculator to add this together. That's an uncomfortable number.
That's not good.
So you have 250 health, Mr. Dynamo, right?
Had.
Well, now you have 10. And these 2 bone shards, they get thrown out at you, and they stick into your gut. You don't feel like you've been poisoned or anything. The bones didn't have any jello on them, so you're not gonna
That's great.
yeah, you're not gonna like turn into a monster or anything. I should have thought of that. That would have been pretty cool, actually. But live and learn. However, you are like your vision is going darker
Dying.
around the edges. You are
Am I unconscious?
not unconscious. No, you have to make a check on your turn to be unconscious. But for right now, you are still awake.
I haven't even done anything yet.
No, you tried to restrain the guy, and that's what you get for trying to restrain him. If it didn't crit, bro, you still have like half your health left, but it's a shame, really. So that's
Wonderful.
his whole turn. In that case, ironically enough, it's Think Tank. What do?
Cry.
Actually, Ainsley could have stopped one of those, so I'm going to actually have Ainsley try to stop one of those.
Oh,
He
now
failed.
he could have
Never mind.
stopped them. Now he could have stopped them.
No, he failed, so it doesn't matter.
Thanks, Ainsley.
Well, he tried. It was just that he cut. They caught him off guard. But yes, it's your turn. Tank.
We suffer severely from the Dragon Ball Z effect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna watch this guy transform. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Gotta be polite.
No.
I mean, I'm not sure about you, John, but I've had personal experience in what happens when you interrupt the monologue, so...
Oh yeah, Xavier definitely. There's a whole campaign based around what happened because he interrupted a monologue. So, Xavier knows better. So does Kyle, I guess, even though I don't think Kyle's inconvenienced by COL as much. But in any case, it is returning, Xavier. What do? I realized I misspelled the word blob and I wrote blod instead. Great.
Lamau. I guess... how close is this dude to your boy Dynamo?
To Dynamo?
20 feet, I think.
30 feet.
30 feet.
Okay, then I think I can bubble shield him. And not get the other dude inside of it.
That is correct, yes. So you make that endurance check.
Yeah. 5.
That passes. So you, vroom, the bubble shield up. So that's good. That's first action.
And after that, I don't know, force bullet, I guess.
Okay, at who? At the guy? I should note that the manager is still around. He is still.
At me?
Yes, finish
Finish
him off.
me off?
Coup de grace him.
Well, if the manager's still around, well, never mind.
You
I
can
was
kill the
gonna
manager.
say,
You're the manager. Kill the manager. Actually,
well,
no.
he's
wait.
not
don't kill the
directly in
manager.
front of me, is he?
No, he's still like 45 feet away, I think.
Lamau? I guess I could, like, take a pot shot or something.
Who are you gonna shoot at then?
I don't know, I guess the managerial man.
Alrighty. Give me that perception check.
What? Natty?
Oh, don't even bother rolling damage because he only has like 100 health, and you are gonna probably do double that on average. So yeah, you just finger gun at him, and you see he's turning around, and he grabs for like a cattle prod, and he goes to try to zap the blob on the floor, and before he can do it, you aim and poof, and this silent ball of psychic energy shoots across the room and just blows his right to his forehead and blows his brains out the back of his head, and he my creation, and he just thuds to the ground, very deceased. So that is your turn. Up next then is Mr. Dynamo. Make me an endurance check to stay conscious.
That's a 1.
Great. Roll me 1d8.
Where's my D8? There it is. No, that's not my D8. Where's my D8? Where? Okay, there we go. Oh, but that's an 8.
Great. You're gonna be unconscious for 8 hours unless healed.
Oh, cool.
So
Sick.
you just like, all right, I'm gonna just to the ground. That's your turn. Up next is the blob. So as the guy's unconscious body, well, unconscious, deceased body, his brain blown out the back of his head, scattered across the back of the lab, um, hits the ground. The blob kind of senses that movement in the ground, and it kind of jiggles a little bit, and then it kind of stands up into that 7 foot tall, actually probably bigger than that. It's a large creature. That big humanoid kind of shape. And Blob Man is immune to a lot of things that I need to keep in mind. But I'll say he spent the entire turn kind of waking up from being unalive. So he doesn't actually do anything this turn. He just kind of spends his entire turn like standing up, effectively, like constituting himself. In that case, it is Ainsley. Ainsley sees the other dude, Carnage, even though he doesn't know his name, but he sees the hulked out guy. He's going to. He could run up and just deck him, but he thinks that's probably a bad idea because the guy's got bone armor, so he's just gonna shoot him a few times with his gun. That's a critical one on the first shot. Never mind. So he, and the gun jams, and he's like, "Son of a!" And he's gonna spend his second action unjamming the gun. So that's Ainsley's turn. Great action economy, Ainsley. Thank you for being here. In that case, it is Ace's turn. Ace is gonna spend her turn healing Mr. Dynamo. She succeeds on that check. You got a 5. So you're up and at him. You got 60 health. And you are conscious. You're prone, but you're conscious.
Oh, sick. Time for me to die again.
Yep. So yeah. That's Ace's first action. Her second action, let's see, I think Gout of Flame is 30 feet, right? It is. No, it is. Yes, okay. In that case, she will put both of her hands together and do a 2-in-1 Gout of Flame, and try to super blast Carnage. That's a 1 on the first hit, so she takes damage from that, and a pass on the second one. She takes 1d4 times 10. Ooh, actually, this is great. Okay, so she takes 20 damage first off from failing the first spell, but also she rolled a critical fail. You know what that means when a magic user crit fails a spell?
Oh no.
A roll on the Wild Magic Surge table. Yay! Everybody loves the 10,000 Wild Magic Surge table. Now I need to roll 1d 10,000. Alrighty. Roll 1d 10,000. 9,404. That will take a while for me to scroll all the way down to 9,404. Okay. That should be around here. 1,404. It has no effect. I'm gonna roll again. That's boring. Oh wow, even higher. 9,862.
No. You already rolled it once. It has no effect.
Well, I guess this was actually kind of weird. It won't really make a difference either. So 9,862 is the entire area will be the site of a monumental battle tomorrow. But it already is the site of a big battle today. So that won't really... Well, I guess no, it could happen.
Well, there's another one tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless one of us says, "Hey, let's bring it back here tomorrow."
Let's just leave and come back tomorrow.
Give us a day to get prepared,
Yeah, like Dragon Ball Z. You gotta get time to train, bro. Come on.
and we'll fight you on fair terms.
Yeah. Okay, so that happens, I guess, tomorrow. So the first and second God of Flame does still go off. So she does still deal 3d100 damage, ignoring armor. Uh, 130 damage, reduced by half to, what is that? 65. Because Carnage takes half damage from everything because he's doesn't feel pain when he's whacked out. Let's see. So he's 65 damage taken on him. All right. That's her first action for Ace. Second action will be. I know that is both for actions. She healed Dynamo. So in that case, back up to an order. Carnage. Great. We didn't like being burned. That is a fact. That wasn't very pleasant.
I can see where it wouldn't be.
So instead, he's going to. This is the wrong guy that I'm looking at. Never mind. Up here is where he is. Okay, he can't actually. Well, he could launch more bones, but okay, actually, yeah. First action, he's going to spend chucking more bones at you guys, but they instantly miss because the bubble shield is up. However, that does mean that Xavier needs to make some checks, I think. For bubble shield. Yeah, every time the shield is hit with an attack. So make me 2 endurance checks, Xavier.
So basically, he's shooting at me.
Oh, no, he's shooting at Ace, but Ace is also in the bubble shield.
Limo. 2 4s.
2 4s? Alright, they both pass. So the shield does not drop. And these 2 bone spikes kind of boom boom, and the kind of air kind of like wibbles a little bit, like a ripple of water. And the bone spikes kind of fall to the ground with a weird hollow clack. And Carnage looks confused. He is smart enough.
Friend or foe.
Oh yeah, friend or foe is on, isn't it? That's true.
Yes, it is.
You attacked him, so. Well, the manager is dead. His only option to attack would then be the blob thing, prototype S. So he's going to be like. Well, he's confused because Ace still burned him. So he's like, well, I'll handle you later then, since you have weird bubble shield active. So he turns to the other guy, to the blob, runs up to him, and is going to try to punch him. Real good. Now the blob cannot dodge because he's a large creature. So that means that Carnage 1d100 damage. Actually, he does actually heal. Lamau. He heals all that health, all the damage he just took. Never mind. So he deals 1d100 plus 1d8 times 10. Because he has bone spike knuckles. And he can punch once? No, twice. I'm wrong. Twice. Okay. That's pretty good. He does have armor prototype S. He passes. He just passes second check. No. So he still takes 20 damage from the first hit. Does he get any resistances or immunities? Yes, he does. So that'd be halved down to 10 damage for him. He takes 10. Then the second punch does how much damage? It's only 70 damage. And he fails the armor check. That's up to 35, so down to up to a total of 45 damage taken. As Carnage walks up and punches the blob. But the punch doesn't seem to do very much because he's hitting jello. So it's kind of like ripples and kind of like unnaturally kind of like jiggles when he gets punched. The blob kind of moans at him after he punches him. So that's fun. I'm actually gonna denote these real quick. Proto. Oh. Okay, that's Carnage's turn. Think Tank. Once again, your turn.
Okay. I dab, I guess. That would be my first action. My second action will be ripping a fat one.
Okay, you do so.
Sick. Anyways, after all that, I guess. I think I'm gonna just open fire on the blob thing because
With
there's not
what?
much else for me to do when we've already got shields up.
Well, what are you hitting him with? Your actual gun or your psychic gun?
I think I can only use the psychic thing once per turn, so it's gonna be like probably one side blast and like volley of bullets.
But you can fire it once per action, which means you can do it twice per turn if you use both your actions to shoot it.
I would think that the psychic gun is the only thing that can really damage the blob.
Well, I guess then I'll shoot 2 side blasts then. But I have to wonder, actually, can I sense if this thing has a mind for me to read?
No, as a matter of fact, he is immune to all psychic intrusion. Because he has no brain.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Then I guess I'll just force bolt twice.
Alrighty, that's 2 perception checks, my good sir.
Whoa, a 9 out of 10.
Hey.
Okay. This guy does have ranged armor, so roll me 2d100, and then another 2d100 doubled for the crit, and I'll roll armor checks accordingly.
What? 110 and 390?
Jeez.
Or 380, rather.
So the 110, all of that goes through, which is halved to 55. Still 100 damage taken. And then what was the other number? 300 and something?
380.
380. That's 4 checks. Failed. 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 Pass. So he takes 280 damage. Halved to 160. 260 damage taken. So you, the first shot, and it hits him, and some of the Jillo gun, it does get blasted out the back. And the second shot, you hit him in what would have been his head, and the force bullet enters the Jillo, and you see it split the skull in the Jillo in half, and then the bullet pierces out the other side, and the blob kind of like, yeah, he's not very happy about that. That was painful to him. But yeah. So that's your turn. In that case, it is Mr. Dynamo's turn.
There's not much I can do.
I mean, they're both within 30 feet, so
Yeah, but I've got the shield up in front of me, don't I?
yeah, and you can shoot through the shield.
Oh, all right, bet.
Only the wall is like can't be shot through by anybody. The bubble shield you can shoot through.
I mean, I only have 3 charges, right?
I can tell you have 3, yeah.
I need to find a way to draw power. Do I have... Oh, I have a mobile power source.
Yeah, it's almost like, I gave you a mobile battery that you could put down somewhere.
So I'll do that. I'll put it at my feet and charge from it for the first turn.
Alrighty. So, when thrown, you're just placing it down next to you. This device begins charging itself at a rate of 1 level per combat turn. Each turn of charging corresponds to the number of charge levels gained when you spend an action to absorb the energy.
Okay, so for my first action, I'm just gonna put it down.
Yes. So currently it has no levels, but next turn it will have
Yes.
one.
Yes, I'm just gonna let it build up while I'm standing behind the shield. For my second action though, I'm gonna use the rest of my charges and put it into one beefy boy electro whip at the blob.
Okay, so that's 1d6 plus 1d6 plus 2d6 because you're adding an additional charge, right?
So 1d6 plus 1d6 plus 2?
No, 4d6.
Oh, 46. Okay.
After the perception
okay,
check, anyway.
confused.
After the perception check.
Let me get my 46. Alright. That's a 6.
For the perception check.
Yeah.
6, okay, that passes. So 46 times 10 damage.
Alright. Oh, I like what we got here. We've got 1 6, a 5, and 2 4s.
It's 190 damage. Halved to...
No, this ignores armor, doesn't it?
Yes, but this is an armor that that diminishes his damage taken. 190.
But he's a liquid.
Let's see, it's made of goo. 95 damage dealt.
Would that not be more conductive? Or, well, actually, he's more viscous than water, so it would be less conductive.
So yeah, so you put all 3 last charges into one attack, and you swing your arm wide, and this whip of lightning arcs out, and it strikes into the guy, into the blob, and you kind of burn a deep gouge into his like shoulder and like chest, and it starts to smell very strongly of like burned hair and stuff like that because you've incinerated some of the goo, and it smells pretty gross. So that's your turn. In that case, it is the blob's turn. The blob does regenerate, so I will roll for that. That is 160 health regenerated. Alrighty. So the blob. Well, the blob's being attacked by who we thought was his friend, and he's really too dumb to tell the difference between friend or foe anyway. Well, actually, Korner has to make some checks. Pass. Actually, no. Fail. So, as you guys... So, retroactive change, undo, redo. When Carnage was punched the blob, his second punch, his arm kind of got sucked into the blob. So now he is kind of being pressed against the blob, and is considered grappled and restrained because he's been like attached to the blob monster. So that's fun. So the blob man, he's going to just wail on Carnage then. Carnage can't dodge because he's restrained. So he just dealt 2d with 100 damage. Because Blob Man is strong. 120 damage halved to 60. So Blob Monster, as Carnage kind of attacked to the Blob Monster, the Blob guy, one of his arms kind of retracts into his body, the bones shift around to where Carnage is, and then punches outward, and kind of smacks Carnage in the face, and then retract back into the slime body, and then return to its original position in the skeleton. Very weird, very unnatural, very creepy. That's Blob's first action. Second action, punch again, I think. That is 110 damage, halved to 55. Yes. So that's Blob's turn. Ainsley. Ainsley will once again shoot Carnage because he doesn't think the bullets are going to do very much to the Blob. That is a pass.
Why is he gonna do anything? He could just wait for the Blob to kill Carnage himself.
So he hit both of those. That is 150 damage. That is 200 for him. Pass. Oh, okay, never mind. So then Ainsley's second action, 2 more shots. Pass. Pass. 4d 100 more damage. Ooh, that's a lot more damage. That's good. Fail armor check 1. Fail armor check 2. Fail armor check 3. That is all that damage. Have 140 more. 245 damage taken by Mr. Carnage. So Ainsley, bang, 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 bang. He's just across the room unloading his gun on this guy. And some of the bullets are ricocheting off or like sticking into his like back or hitting into the bone shards and not doing anything. But the last 2 kind of do, and they do kind of make him bleed this weird glowing neon blood. That's Ainsley's turn. Up next is Ace. Ace, she can't get out of flame again. Unfortunately, it's on cooldown. She's going to healing flame. Oh, no, actually, that's on cooldown too. She can tongues of fire and heal 4 people, but that is kind of like a last ditch thing. She's gonna wait for that. Instead, then she's going to also shoot Carnage 4 times. So first 2 pass. Second one is also a pass. So then that is 4d 100 damage. 170, so that's 2 armor checks. Pass. And then the pass, great. 2 more checks from Ace. Oh, that's a crit 1, never mind. Okay. So Ace draws her gun this time and bang, bang. Fires 2 shots. They ricochet off of Carnage's bone armor. And then the third shot she fires jams the gun. And so she can't fire again. So that's her turn. Let's wait for cooldown stuff to take over anyway. In that case, back up the turn order to Carnage, who regenerates a little bit. Only 1d with 100 for him. 60 health taken down. 45 minus. Nope. 245 minus 60. 186 or 185 rather. So Carnage is still under the effect of the friend or foe. Because that, I think, is under effect, right? Let's see. Yes, for a minute or whatever, yeah. So he's still going to be there under the effect of this friend or foe thing. So he's still going to punch at the blob, who just needs to do the armor checks, basically. 1d 100 plus 1d times 10. So that's over 100. Fail. Pass. So he takes, or the blob rather, takes 15 damage to 200 Second action, 2 more punchies, more armor checks. Pass and a fail. Doesn't matter. Okay. That's Carnage's first action. Second action, 2 more punches. Pass. Oh, wow. Okay, it's a fail. Alright. It's another 50 damage dealt to him. So Carnage is still trying to wail on the blob monster. So far he's actually not. Never mind. But he does still stay stuck. He's still attached to the blob, but he is still managing to kind of get free and punch him. That's Carnage's turn. Think Tank, it's your turn once again.
I'm going to ask the boys that while we're here, basically watching this showdown between Carnage and the Blob, we shouldn't just like walk away and do something else.
I mean, I don't know if that would be beneficial to long-term survival. I mean, you're probably right. But we also don't know how... We also need this evidence to an extent. That is a fair idea.
I mean, we can split the team if you want. Keep someone to supervise these two. Send other people to do other things.
That could work. So then why don't you stay here with these two, with Ainsley, since you two are pretty much the big damage dealers that we have. And then as time goes on, Ace can heal me. Unless you want to have Ace here, it's really all up to you. I will say this much, me getting out will be kind of a good idea because there's not much I can do. So it's really up to you guys.
I mean,
Alright.
are you still like on comms with Merlin and stuff, telling him to get help, or are you beyond that?
Would that do anything?
I don't know.
I think
Would it?
I think we're a little bit beyond help right now.
You don't know that.
I mean, the whole thing is that Merlin has obviously shown that he's not going to send anyone stronger than us.
Well, maybe if you provided proof that there were beings beyond your control here, then maybe he would be like, actually, you are correct, sir.
Yeah, I'll send him a picture of what's going down right now.
Okay, to send him like a World Star video, a Live League video of these two monsters wailing on each other in a laboratory. And Merlin's like, oh. That's interesting. Do you gentlemen want some help then?
I almost died not even 20 seconds ago. Yes, we would love some help.
And he's like, well, I mean, I hesitated
Too
earlier.
bad.
Haha, hangs up. No, he's like, well, I hesitated earlier because I only have one person currently willing and able to help you, and his track record for maintaining evidence is relatively low, but...
So then how's this? We have them pretty much occupied with themselves. How's this? We'll get as much evidence as we can, and then get out.
I would take that, sure.
And like lick our wounds and stuff, so that whoever's coming here can deal with this as smoothly as possible.
Merlin's like, well, Mr. Think Tank's brainwashing only lasts for like another like 30 seconds, so hop to it, and
Okay.
you'll know when your backup arrives. Trust me.
Okay. I'm gonna start taking as many pictures as possible.
Okay. Yeah, so for right now, consider yourselves out of combat because the mindless monster and the other mindless monster are occupied.
Is there a desk anywhere near me?
Yes, there are 2 desks with 2 computers against the
Okay.
right wall.
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go over and just yank the tower out and then grab any files on top of the desk.
Okay, easily done. Ainsley will help you carry the computer terminals out, the computer towers. Mr. Think Tank,
Nice.
what are you doing?
I would say if you can maintain that friend or foe for just a little bit longer.
What's the cooldown on my friend or
We'll last for a minute. So you've got like, well, you had 7 turns left, which is like, let's see, 7 times 6. It's 42 seconds. So I'll say you've got 30 seconds left on the actual effect itself. The cooldown on it is after the effect ends, 5 combat turns later. Then you can use it again.
Alright then, well then I guess
I would say if I can get someone else to help me carry this stuff out, then Ainsley could stay behind and immobilize.
Like you can only immobilize one of them.
Well, yeah.
actually I wonder, with the dude's arm being stuck in the goop, if Ainsley immobilizes the slime monster, will the other dude be immobilized by proxy?
Actually,
I guess, yeah.
yeah, that could work because he can't release the other guy then. So that is pretty big brain, yeah.
So yeah, I guess you are correct. If he immobilizes, well, actually, I don't think he can immobilize the big guy because the big guy is a large-sized creature, and Ainsley can
But
only immobilize
if he
medium
does
and up,
molecular,
or medium.
isn't
and
it
down,
like
rather.
couldn't the molecular ones still work on just that part even?
That weighs no more than 300 pounds. Yeah, the big blob monster definitely weighs more than 300 pounds.
Oh, that's not fun.
He could freeze the other dude because he weighs probably 300 pounds, more or less, 250. But yeah, and I guess if you froze him, then he couldn't try to break out of the grapple of the blob monster and would just get wailed on while the monster keeps attacking him. But so he could do that if he wanted after the friend or foe wears off. But you still got like 20 seconds left of the friend or foe as you guys are running around. Well, as Dynamo and Ainsley are running around, picking up computers and taking files and everything.
Well, I guess, while those two are doing that, I'm going to, I don't know, look down the hallways, see if I can see any other people, maybe, do some mind detection shenanigans, because I ain't got much else.
Mind detection shenanigans, you say? Let's see. There would be some civilians, yeah, running down from 7, 8, so 6, 7, 8, 9, those offices, that are kind of running down that hallway and then out through the door that you guys came through. fleeing from the combat that is happening.
I'm also going to pick up my mobile energy source.
Okay. You do so. So do you want to read people's minds as they're fleeing from the scene, Think Tank, or do you just want to...
Sure.
Okay. Most of them are like, oh my god, we're being attacked, I'm gonna die, oh my god, I'm going to jail forever, oh my god. You know, usual guilty civilian things. And none of them really are thinking actively like, they'll never understand our secret plan that involves this, and this, and also these people. You know?
Damn, they're not villain monologuing in their own head. It's tragic.
No, I think they're all a bit too squishy and peering through their lives. They're like, no, you know what? I'm good. I'm fine. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go.
You know what we never found?
Love.
On the battlefield? Yeah.
The blob monster's pretty hot, I'm not gonna lie.
We never found the other suits.
True.
You didn't. You only found the big man.
Should we probably check the other rooms before we go?
When you got like 20 seconds before the friend or foe wears off. So.
Well, yeah.
And that's enough time to get out, basically.
Alright.
So are you all going to leave, or are you going to stick around? Are you going to look for any more evidence? Or
Honestly, you know what? We've got what we've got. That guy's friends are just dead at this point. Whatever has happened to them is of no concern of mine.
Alright, so you're all just gonna book it then?
I'd
I
assume
mean, are we
so.
not checking out the rest of this place?
I mean, we could leave this room. I don't know if that blob thing is gonna follow us.
Hmm. I guess I could try and put a wall down, stop it from leaving this place.
That is fair. That is a fair point. And then we could check other rooms to see if these other people are in there. So if that's something you want to do, then I'm all for it.
Cool.
Okay, so you put up a wall. I won't make you roll for that. It's pretty simple to do. So you put up a wall in the doorway after you guys get all the stuff you can find, and you just kind of hope that holds him in place. And then you all explore the other rooms. At this point, everybody has probably fled. Until you get to, let's see, I guess it would probably be room 16, which is an interrogation room. You guys open the door, and you see tied to a chair is a woman who looks exactly like the sniper chick you guys saw in the days previous. And she looks unconscious and beaten unconscious, more specifically.
Wow, domestic violence among villains. Gotta love it.
Yeah. What's our healer doing?
I mean,
Oh
she's-
yeah, cooldown. That's right.
Well, she won't be any more. She can heal one person
Oh,
at this
okay.
point.
I guess we could just untie her, heal me, please.
Nah, she's gonna heal herself. Because that's
Wow,
what Kyle
okay.
Kyle would do. So I'm just playing the character. All right. Yell at Kyle after when you see him next. He's back up to full health from that heal. So you know what? Worth it.
Huh.
So yeah, in like 20 seconds or whatever, 24 seconds, then he will heal you, and then after that he will heal, or she will heal the woman. Ainsley will dump the computer towers and hand them to Think Tank, and then he will pick up the woman and
Isn't Think Tank currently keeping a wall up?
yeah, but he can still do other things to a degree while concentrating on the wall.
I mean, we could call down
Here,
some of the
hold
other
this.
dudes and have them like extricate evidence.
That is true. That is very true.
I think at this point, Think Tank, you can feel these kind of waves of pain, seething and pressure in your head, and you know that's from the something punching at the wall that you've put up.
So we really don't have time for other people to come down here and take this evidence from us. So let's just untie her and get out of here.
Yeah, I think Ainsley kind of picks her up and also the chair, even though untying her, and just walks
fair
away.
enough.
And it just like starts running down the hallway at half speed, just like, and she's bleeding all over the place. She's not dead, you don't think, but she's definitely unconscious. As you guys run down that central hallway, and you pass by the door to the laboratory, you see the wall that Think Tank has put up, and it's covered in these weird cracks that are just kind of floating in midair. And the blob is there, and Carnage. Well, I think one of the blob's arms is punching at the wall, and then the other one is punching Carnage still. Well, Carnage is trying to get away, but he can't because he's still stuck. He's like, "Let me go! I'm not what stupid monster. What do you? I'm your master. Stop hitting me!" And Bob's like, blah, 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 and still wailing on him. They both look like half health ish at this point.
Okay.
And you guys just book it out of there. You get all the way up out of the laboratory, back into the manager's private gaming room, out of the gaming room, into the main gaming floor, out through the hole in the wall you guys, out through the hole in the barricade you guys made, that Ainsley made before, back into the police line. Ainsley hands over the chair and the woman over to some paramedics. And the IMD guys have already sent the other dude you guys found, the big guy, clubs. They already have him like being treated medically, and you guys are kind of standing around, handing off evidence and like putting them in the IMD trucks you guys showed up in. When the big metal barricades that block the casino from that kind of act as the security barricades, the ones that protected the front door burst open after a couple of huge dents get made in them, and as the big blob lurches out of the main door, and is kind of slowly begins, like, it's kind of, I mean, it doesn't really walk, it kind of walks, like the leg bones move like it would if it was walking, but the slime just kind of like shimmies along the ground after the bones. It's kind of like it's like watching somebody walk if their whole leg was made of like chewing gum that had been stuck to the sidewalk, like kind of like, you know, very weird. And you also see behind the blob is Carnage, and the two of them walk out, and the cops and the IMD guys all draw their guns on the two of them. They're like, freeze, and Carnage is like, your guns will never hurt me.
You're a big guy. For you.
He's like, well, most of the bullets won't hurt the blob. The bullets gotta hurt me, so that's why I'm behind him as a shield. And then the blob kind of throws his arm out, and this huge ball of slime gets launched from his body, and it slams into the side of one of the cop cars, and the cop car like gets pushed up onto its right side of on its right two wheels, and almost goes full over, and it skids back a few feet, like a couple yards, and then after the car kind of slams back down on all four tires, the slime begins to like steam and smoke, and it just begins eating away at the cop car. And in like 5-10 seconds, the entire driver's seat and door and like the front left tire are just gone. They're just melted. And the Carnage is like, you all are going to let myself and Blobby here walk away.
I don't think so.
He's like, you have no choice. Either that or I have Blob Man here do what he did to that cop car, but to you.
I'm gonna walk over to one of the cars that are nearby, and I'm going to charge up.
Okie dokie. You get 6 charge levels back.
Ah, nice. Alright, time for one big push. I guess the only thing I can really do is do one giant beefed up electro whip.
Well, you can only put 2 additional charges.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so even roll for it. So you kind of were like, all right, well, we want to play hardball. So you reel your arm back, and you put you concentrate really hard on this whip attack, and you throw your arm out, and the whip generates, and it launches, and it gets halfway across the parking lot. Well, not the parking lot, but like the front steps and stuff, past the police barricade. When this huge lightning bolt slams into the ground from the sky and intercepts your electro whip, just like there. This massive bolt of lightning, and it blows the street apart. It melts the road, the asphalt. It sends chunks of rock and asphalt in all directions. Everybody kind of
Does
cover
this
their
send
eyes.
me back? Does it send like a negative charge back to me?
Well, yeah, you just kind of watch as your whip is just kind of absorbed by the lightning bolt strike, and you're like, I am very strong. That was totally all me, guys. 100%
Definitely
me.
meant to do that.
Everybody's like, sure, buddy. And then as the kind of
I'll
smoke,
look at my hand.
you're like, You're like,
in
sweet.
kind of like disbelief.
Yeah, you're like,
was
oh my
that
God.
me?
And then just a few seconds later, you kind of, as the smoke clears, and you can see Carnage and the Blob on the front steps, who are also in shock and are like, what the heck was that? The smoke clears, and you see that the road, the lightning bolt, melted the ground, but in a very particular way. In a ritual circle, a magic circle, has been melted into the ground by this huge, like 5 foot by 5 foot, lightning bolt. And then from this, the hole in the ground that probably you assume probably punched into like the sewers because it was that big. You also start to feel like you smell ozone. And your hair stands on end as the static electricity in the area kind of naturally begins to rise. And you see a person float up from under the ground, under the blast that the lightning bolt had caused. And it is this individual. And you all have heard of this person, but you have no idea. Well, you've not met him in person, but you know who this person is. You've heard of him. This is codename Mjolnir, real name Drex Draconis. He is part of the A-Team, one of the strongest electrokinetic individuals in existence.
Oh, so he's like one of my personal heroes.
Yeah, he is. He is the real deal. He is most famous for being able to use his electric powers to basically like erase towns from existence. Because he can like generate giant static like storms basically and eradicate massive areas of land. And also, he can teleport through lightning bolts, so that's fun.
That's pretty cool. That's what
But
I
yeah,
strive to be.
so that form kind of hovers out of the ground. His hands and his body arcing with electricity, and Carnage is like, "Oh yeah, well, who are you, buddy? You don't seem too tough." And he kind of rocks up, and you see him kind of like inject himself again. His veins bulge and glow green, brighter again, and he kind of, all right, and he runs up and he leaps off the top of the stairs in this big Superman punch. Slow motion. His fists are now like covered in these spikes of bone, and he gets a foot in the air before Mjolnir raises a finger, and just and you guys don't actually see anything because you literally cannot see fast enough to see what happens. You just see a blinding flash come from Mjolnir's fingertip, and then a huge explosion as Carnage is blasted back into the building. He just disappears. You don't know where he went. He's just gone now. You just like blink from the flash and he's gone when you look back. And then the blob kind of is like, in horrible confusion. And you see the blob kind of start to turn back and walk into the casino and be like, nope, I might be mindless, but I'm not stupid. And he turns to walk away. And then Mjolnir just kind of claps his hands together and rubs them really fast. And this big arc electricity kind of, and then he just kind of flies over, and he kind of like slaps the back of the blob's head, and it's.
I like your cut, G.
Yeah, like your cut, and his hand moves like with a sonic boom and moves so fast, and he slams into the back of the blob's head, and when it collides, this thunderous explosion occurs, and evaporates the blob. Just jello everywhere, bone fragments everywhere, steaming molten metal everywhere. It blows the door frame apart and like shatters the stonework in the tiled floors. And the blob is promptly reduced to nothing. And then you see Mjolnir kind of fly through the big hole in like the 5th level of the building where he punched Carnage, where he kind of zapped Carnage. And you're all like in awe. You're like, oh my god, that was crazy, huh? And the big detective guy, the chief of police or whatever, he walks up with his coffee cup, shaking vigorously, like his coffee is spilling out of the mug. He's so terrified. He's like, well, and he kind of straightens his tie and sips his coffee. He's like, well, I think we're done here. Right? We're we're good. Okay. And he goes like, everybody, pack up, leave. Don't. Yep, leave. Get out of here. Go. And the cops begin getting in their cars and getting in the car and driving away. As you guys are kind of left standing there in the aftermath
Is
of this.
it possible to learn this power?
As you kind of say that, looking at your own hands, looking at the huge hole in the ground and the destroyed building, there is another loud lightning zap sound, and you look up and you see the charred remains of Carnage's body flying through the air above the building, like trailing smoke, followed by Mjolnir kind of slowly, casually floating after him.
I just want to learn how to redirect lightning. This man does it on his own.
Yeah, that's his power. He can make lightning. And then probably like 30 seconds later, you all hear another sonic boom off in the distance, and you all like, what the heck is happening now? And then, as Carnage's horribly mangled body, charred, burned, melted, one of his legs is just straight up missing, has been torn off of his body. His face mask is gone. His one of his fingers is missing. His eye is hanging out of its socket. His jaw is blown in half. His nose is gone. His hair is incinerated. He's black as night, charred to the bone. And then after Carnage's corpse slams into the ground in this crater, a second later, Mjolnir floats over, and he kind of lands a few feet away from you guys, and he kind of is holding Carnage's leg that's been torn off, and he kind of plops it on the ground. And he looks to all of you, and he just says, you know, job done. And then he
Teach me your ways.
He doesn't even look at you. He just pay attention. He's like, job done. I'm done here. And then he turns around and he gets like 30 feet away, and then he looks up into the sky, and another lightning bolt slams into the ground and melts the asphalt, and chunks go everywhere, and smoke is everywhere, and dust is everywhere. And then when you all blink a few times and kind of clear the dust out of the air, he is gone.
Well, alrighty then.
Nothing like a good old Deus Ex Machina to fix your problems, hmm?
The literal power of a god.
Well, it wouldn't go that far, but Drex is pretty powerful, yeah.
Pretty close to that, yeah.
I mean, he's like a worse, less horny Zeus.
I wouldn't go that far.
Alright, he's an even hornier Zeus.
There we go. Better.
But yeah, so after Drex is gone, teleports out, Merlin calls back and he's like, so, Mr. Mjolnir is here. He tells me that he did his job. He seems mildly inconvenienced, although then again, I can never get a read on him. He's very quiet. Kind of creepy if you ask me. But don't tell him I said that.
I literally strive to be
He's probably just
a
horny.
worse him.
Probably just horny. Merlin's like, I don't need to know that, but okay, Mr. Think Tank, if that's what you, in your professional opinion, think. In any case, did he actually do the job that I sent him to do, or?
He literally dismantled one person and a blob.
Everyone's like, yeah, that tracks. That sounds like a Mjolnir level thing to do. Did you at least get the evidence out before he inevitably blew the building apart?
I mean, he didn't blow the building apart, I'd say, but we got evidence out, yeah.
Merlin's like, great. That will be fun to
I
sort
can
through.
assure you that the basement is at least intact.
Merlin's like, well, that is lovely to hear. Usually, Mjolnir just leaves a big crater in the ground, so I'm kind of shocked that you're all still alive. To be honest, usually he doesn't quite give that much of a care for human life. But in any case, yeah, come on back down to the station, to the HQ. Drop that evidence off, and yeah, I think you all can go on some leave to fix yourselves up and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good to me.
And then, as you all get in the convoy of trucks you guys arrived in last time, and begin driving back off towards the domineering site of the KEHQ that absolutely dominates the skyline of Rhinstown. We fade to black. This episode can end here.
Very nice, very nice. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you liked it, well, you know what to do at this point. I'm not even going to bother. And we will see you in the next episode.